Hey folks, well it's been a while since I posted up an RC video, so I figured I'd try to get out here, do a little bit of work. I've been pretty busy with other stuff. Family had a vacation, went to Disneyland and doing a bunch of other stuff, and as you saw from a few videos, other videos I've been playing with quadcopter, but today I'm going to do something a little different. It's kind of what's in this bag here. And it's for something that I got that I haven't shown you guys yet. But I finally got myself a Wraith. Now I've been building it. I didn't bother doing a build video. I figured there's hundreds of them around, so what's the point? But you can see I got the cage and everything here all done. And let's see, it's hanging up. Got this partly done, but there's been a problem, and I've been waiting for 3 weeks almost to get it solved. There were some parts missing from the kit. There's a diff cover and the shock link mounts were missing. There was one parts tree missing. And what's funny is the instructions even say there should only be one parts tree, so I'm not sure what Axial was doing with their QA guys, because last time I checked, these trucks have 2 axles, so they need 2 diff covers and so on. But whatever, I'm still waiting. I'm hoping I'll see those parts this week. But what I'm planning on working on today is actually for the Wraith. So I got this bag of stuff. Some of this is what I'm going to be using today. Let's see. Some of it's from a hobby store, electronics store. This is for my buddy's Revo that he killed when we were bashing here a while back. Got to fix that for him. And what else is in here? Another receiver pack. Nickel metal hydride. I was going to go to LiPo, but I didn't want to spend all the extra money on a beast or regulator and a LiPo alarm and all that. So these for my LST2 and my Muggy. Got one here already. One's charged up because the old ones haven't been used in quite a while, and it's not taking a charge. So it's one of these guys here. But I'll keep cycling them, and maybe I can bring them back to life. But what I'm planning on working on today, keep that receipt. Actually first, I got one of these. This is for the LST2 as well. Onboard glow plug igniters, so that you don't have to use a stupid glow plug igniter. Because the problem with these, especially with the LST2, is even this one, it's not long enough to reach down through the body and hit the glow plug igniter. Or hit the glow plug, I mean, so I got this instead. You just hook this up to your glow plug igniter, or glow plug, plug this in, and there's a little button. You press the button and it lights the glow plug for 12 seconds. It worked pretty slick from everything I've read, so maybe I'll do that later on today. But what I'm planning on doing today is, well, you can see LEDs. Don't need the receipt. I'll keep it just in case, but LEDs and 6 LED controller called a microBRAKE. I don't know why the ready to run Wraiths come with a basic light controller. I think it just turns the lights on and off. It doesn't actually hook up to the receiver pack or the receiver at all. But this little guy will do. Open it up and you'll see. They'll control up to 6 LEDs. I'll probably control more, but you'd have to have them in parallel. So we'll see how I'll probably do that. And that's cool. It's got some little saddles for tire wraps, which are pretty slick. Never seen small ones like that, but they got this little controller. Not much to it. Nice and tiny. Almost looks like, I don't know, it's got a tiny little, if you can see, tiny little dip switch on it. Comes with that controller, lead and a couple leads. So this looks like an extension of some sort. I'm not sure. Guess that's what instructions are for. But you hook it up to your receiver, and you can set it so when you go in reverse, you hit the brakes or reverse, the brake lights come on, I think, and also it'll run the headlights. So I'm not actually going to be hooking this particular thing up today. Well, maybe I will, see how far I get, but what I need to do is I've got some LEDs. I didn't buy the pre-wired ones, and I figured I'd be saving some money. So I went to my to the electronics store in the city, and I bought some LEDs. But the red ones are a good deal. You can see $3.20 Canadian for 5 super bright red LEDs, 5mm. But I didn't save any money on the super bright clear white. Uh-oh, I may have messed up. I don't know if these are super bright or not. Oh yeah. Light emitting diode, super bright. These were $3 each. And if you go and get the pre-wired ones from the hobby store, I think they're like $6 a pair. So, whatever, live and learn. And before I went to Disneyland, I also got these in the mail. A bunch of servo extension leads for the plane stuff. So I figured I could either use these, because they'll be nice and long. I got 25 of them, so I'll have more than enough. Is it 25 of them or 10 of them? There's 10 of them, 15 of them. I don't know. But I could use these to create my extension wires for the LEDs. So just snip off one end and just solder the LED on for the 2 wires, the red and the black, and plug them into my controller, and I'm good to go. So I'm gonna get all set up here and give this a go. So I realized something. Well, not really realized, actually I read the instructions, and I saw a picture where they showed hooking LEDs up right to servo leads. And as it turns out, these will be too short, but for testing purposes I can use these leads, and I can just take the LEDs and stick them in like so, and that'll give me a test connection. Now let's see here. Trying to remember which is the anode and the cathode. I think the flat side denotes cathode, yeah. So the short guy should be the positive. You can see, well, I don't know if you'll be able to see on the LED if I hold it. I don't know if you can see that, probably not. But there's a flat here as well as the short lead, so that's the should be the positive. So I got my radio here, got a receiver pack, so I can plug this in, and then from what I can tell, you just plug this guy in, which is positive and negative. I guess the blue is positive and the black is negative. Plug this into a channel. Actually it would be channel 2, because that's the throttle, and that's the one you use. Like so. Now there's no indication, any LED indication or anything on here. I've got the this part plugged in. This goes like so. And then I can take an LED, plug it in to a servo lead. I might actually have to cut the cut down the so they're even. There we go. Flat side's positive. And like that. Now, according to the directions, See here, LB, RB, so that's left brake, I think right brake. Let's see here. Oh no, the LB and RB are constantly drive any single LED, all LED channels, blah 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 blah. The LED bank 2 are exactly the same. LEDs will be dim unless throttle signal indicates brakes, in which case LEDs will be full bright. LED bank 1 is the LF, LH, blah blah blah. Constantly drive any single LED, so I think those will be constant on. Now I don't know which is positive and which is negative, so just hook it up and see. Nothing there. Nothing there. Something is amiss. Probably no, that's why, because I'm an idiot. I had them hooked up to the wrong side. Let's try that again. There we go. Should work now. There we go. Red. This is a super bright red. Throttle doesn't do anything. I'm going to just hook a servo up as well. Actually, I'm going to use this guy, which is a splitter, so I can make sure that the signal is working right. It should go like, that's kind of interesting. They give you, let's see, like so, and then I got a little servo here. I can hook a servo up, that way I know for certain that the input is doing something from the radio. Try her again. There you can hear it. That means it's working. So, as stated in the instructions, these ones, oh sorry, are constant. All of these, all four are the same. That's cool. Now this side should go on dim, or not. Oh, it goes dim when you go forward. I don't know if you can see it flashing or not. Probably can. So I was hoping that they'd stay off. But, oh well, I have to tweak it a bit. So that's a red one. So let's try, I don't know, these are a few extras I had. See, there's some corrosion on these leads, so they might not work. But, ancient LEDs. Not sure what color they are. But clear them off. We'll see if it lights or not. That's pretty cool. Just a tiny little. It's not going to take up any room at all in the truck, so it'll be easy to mount up. Even waterproof it. Yeah, see that LED's not doing anything. This guy should light up. There's a super bright one. So I think it's just a matter of setting my throttle trim so it'll stay off until I hit the brake. So that's cool. So that's a super bright white one. This is another one I had from before, and we'll see what color it is. It's another super bright one. It looks like my battery's dead. Let's try a different one here. See if this one has a charge on it. Thought I had that battery charged up, but oops. In there. There we go. So yeah, so you get the drift of it anyway. It's working good. So my plan is to snip, turn the light on again here, snip some of those long servo leads, servo extensions, and solder the LEDs on and mount them in the light buckets that came on the Wraith. So I have to pull the light buckets off the Wraith first, and then got the trusty old Hackle soldering iron and soldering iron, and we'll get these all wired up and I'll show you the final result. Maybe I'll have the buckets mounted and then you can see. So just give me a bit of time and I'll show you the final result. Well, I got one LED done and I was probably being maybe a little overzealous. What I did was I put some of the small heat shrink on over the joint, and then I put a chunk of this double wall heat shrink. It's got like a glue in it, so it kind of, once you heat it up, the glue all oozes out and it sticks it really good, because I didn't want this to break off very easy. But in doing that, I probably hosed myself, because now I got a feeling, we'll see if my suspicion is right. I got a feeling these little caps might not fit worth a darn over top because of the extra thickness of heat shrink, but maybe it will. Yeah, it does. Fits good. Lucky for the soft plastic that Axial seems to like to use. It's good for some stuff, but not for others. In this case, it saved my bacon. So there you go, it fits pretty good. I may goop that in, but there you have it. I'm just going to plug it in and we'll see what it looks like, because I don't know how bright it'll be. Let's check it out. Plug it in like so. You know what, it's not very impressive, is it? Maybe with a couple LEDs. You know what? I don't know if maybe I'll have to read the instructions and see what kind of input this little unit can take as far as voltage goes. If it says it'd be nice to split it off and feed it with a little more voltage, but doesn't actually say. But to be honest, it's for looks, not to be able to actually see where you're going, obviously, so I'll still be happy with the results. I think it'll be pretty cool once it's I'm doing some nighttime stuff, when I'm doing my security after hours, kind of side job security work, and in between patrols, and maybe I'll take the Wraith out and I can play around a little bit in the dark, maybe even take some video. But 1 down, 5 to go. Well, I've got it all wired up, done soldering all the LEDs. You can see here, bit of a rat's nest. Now what I could have done is I could have just jumped across and then had one wire going. Same with here, one wire, and I could have split the number of wires I had in half. But doing it this way allows me to pull those LEDs out and use them elsewhere and so on. But it won't be too bad to clean it up. There's plenty of rails. Like I can bring this down or bring it across and run them together. And they'll go straight into probably I don't know if I'll fit it in the radio box, or maybe I'll put it on the side of the radio box. We'll figure it out. I'm going to plug in the battery. I got my radio turned on already. Everything hooked up. So let's check it out. I'm going to turn the light off. And voila! Now these ones actually, because the buckets are smaller, quite a bit brighter. And you can see the brake lights. Now they come on when I'm parked, so I can probably set the trim a little bit better so that they stay off until I hit the brake. But I guess when it's parked, that makes sense, right? That's pretty cool. I like it. I think it'll work out alright. I don't know what would happen if I paralleled more LEDs onto this board, because it's got resistors and control circuit inside. So if I put more LEDs on there, it might cause problems with the existing ones to be too dim. But I think that's enough for now. If I put a light bar or something on, I'd run those separately or figure something out there. But in any case, it's looking pretty cool. Now if my darn parts would just come in, I could actually finish building this thing. Oh, one other thing I was going to show you before I sign off. It's like everybody else, or not everybody else, but most people, the Wraith obviously comes with bucket seats, and a lot of people put drivers in them. So I was wandering the toy store and I was trying to find a good someone to use, and this is the guy I chose. He's from the Marvel universe. His name's Drax. I'm not sure if he's a good guy or bad guy. I have to look on the internet. Maybe some of you guys can post and tell me. But I might have to do a little bit of trimming, but overall I think he fits pretty good. Figure out maybe a 5-point harness, use some ribbon or something to hold him in place, but I think he suits the Wraith quite well. Looks pretty mean and cranky, so that'll be pretty cool. In any case, I think that's all I'm going to do for this video. I don't know what else I'm going to work on. Maybe trim the body a little bit, and or the interior and so on, and get it painted, but no point showing you that. So you'll see the final result once I get it all done. So till next time, take care and talk to you later.